I'm trying to slow down, but I think I'm too heavy for this.
It makes me sad.
Because it doesn't snow here regularly. But yeah, the snow is just way too soft, but at least it's really pretty out here. Oh well. Maybe once it gets a little colder, I would be able to sled and make a snowman, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh well, look at those icicles. Oh my god. Okay, since it is pretty cold outside, I might as well do a little sketchbook tour. I finally finished my sketchbook from last year. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'll actually share in this, because since last year was kind of a tough one for me, and usually sometimes it is nice to express yourself when it comes to processing emotions.
Use your muscles that you worked so hard for! He stopped working out last week! He stopped working out! I was sad!
So I may skip a few pages here and there, but I don't know. I also wanted to share my sketchbook from Japan, and it's not full, but I want to at least show what I drew in Japan, and maybe I'll use it for another travel vlog in the future. But yeah, I guess let's set that aside for now, and let's start with this one. Okay, let's get started. So this is basically the front page. I decorated it with stickers and stuff. But yeah, I had this sketchbook since November 2024 to January 2026, and I'm really impressed with myself, because this is I filled this sketchbook up in a very short amount of time compared to my other sketchbooks. But it could be that I may have left some pages sort of blank, because at some points I wasn't really feeling it. But yeah, I feel like I started really strong last year. And I think eventually I did make this into a sticker last year. But yeah, here's my robot Callie. And also I wasn't sure about the pens that I was using on the sketchbook, and I was like, no, why is it bleeding more? It's because the sketchbook was actually given to me by my brother, and this is actually not a moleskin. I think this is... oh, shit. Distributed by Speedball Art. Handbook. I don't know the brand, unfortunately, but oh yeah, I remember showing this to a friend of mine, and I was so excited about it because I was like, oh, I love the composition and stuff. Guacamole and egg. There's a couple of Margos here and there from my horror comic that I would love to get back to, but I just don't really have enough time. for it. I tried to do some cafe sketching to get myself prepped for the trip I had in Japan. Unfortunately, a lot of these drawings were like inspired by things that I did find on Pinterest. So a lot of the stuff may look like you may have seen some of these sketches before done by other artists, but I still was into drawing cars and vehicles. Rat love. Cheese it king. Oh yeah, this was like a room study because I love the perspective and how it was all how it was like all warped and stuff. I was also still really into bugs, and for some reason, like a lot of people do tattoos of like eyeballs and flowers and stuff. I'm really into that sort of thing. I really like this hand with the nails. Scrunkle. Still drawing cars and bugs. There's a little Marco with the king. Ooh, yeah. I really like this dragon. Some jaws and stuff. Still a lot of doing a lot of studies. Still working with color pencil and inks. Cold and overwhelmed. So that's how I'm slightly feeling right now. More cold than overwhelmed. I won't show everything on this page, but this was my D&D character that I was playing back then. Here's a couple of cars and a rock pigeon. I love those. Then there's a deer up here. Oh. Yeah, and there's Ruby. That's my cat. And here's Garfield. I don't know what he's getting into. He's getting into a lot of trouble. Don't know why. I don't know what kind of bird this is, but I really like its beak. Still drawing cars. Doing some background practice. Still drawing cars. Rats with pancakes, which is very cute. These two are my characters from my horror comic. I can't remember their names, but she is a scientist, and she is her butler, or maid, but she is the help. They got some romance going on, some toxic romance. We all love our toxic Yuri sometimes. I really like this page, and I really like how I drew this cowboy guy and this cat. This cat looks really good. Then here's Callie and Ramona in matching jackets, which is very cute. Larva and a note. Oh, I was watching a playthrough of Ace Attorney from one of Barry Kramer's streams. I really like his videos, and he's a nice, chill dude. Forbidden Noodle. I do a little bit of junk journaling in here, but there's a flower. There's Samara, who's also in my horror comic. She is an investigator who's working alongside of a detective, but she's sort of an apprentice to him, and don't have him in this book, but I still have yet to sketch this idea out. I really love the druid mask. And actually, I currently have a druid mask that I'm going to hang up in my new place soon. This is an old character of mine named Guppy. She's like an electric beta fish person. Some sunflowers. Drew that from a picture. Tarot card. I drew this before knowing what that meant. So, sweet, poor baby me just did not know what that meant, so I'm so sorry for that. Don't look it up if you are small baby, sweet baby me, or sweet baby, just like me. More cars. I really like this plant. Some more Margos. Starting to draw more sphinxes, drawings from Pinterest. Ooh, I really like this concept, but I never really finished it. I think I just really wanted to draw a bunch of like little jars and stuff. More cars and automobiles. I think this is where the part where it starts to go a little downhill, so I might skip a couple of pages here. Yeah, this was when I was sort of processing a breakup, and so the sketches sort of started to get a little bit more rough here. I really like this cow. Maybe I should draw an astral cow next time. And this cat, oh my god, look at that face. Whoa. I guess I'll share this page. I was drawing a little onion character because, like, I don't know, like processing all the emotions I had. I just didn't really know, like, and I thought it was cute. It actually kind of reminds me now, like looking at this picture, the onion in Cuphead. I didn't really think about it before, but yeah, I feel like sometimes a breakup is like, it has like many like layers to it. You sort of like keep peeling off like the layers of like remorse and stuff. Or not really remorse, but more like grief, I guess. Had an idea for a children's book. Thought that would have been cute. More ideas. Little ghosty goo. That I eventually made into one of my, got this, or like, this inspired the idea of one of my bandanas that I'm selling now. Oh yeah. Now this was a whole spread that I made earlier. I really liked how it looked. I really liked the bathroom. Again, Garfield is getting into some shit. Like, what's he doing? Why is his nose always so bloody? I don't understand. But yeah. Got some little plants and stuff. Still processing emotions. This was something that I drew from a park. Made of stardust, and I'm proud of that. Mermaid. Flowers. Some caterpillar drawings. This is right when I was getting ready for my trip to Japan. Yeah, I was pretty nervous at the airport. But this is where we move on to my Japan sketchbook. Just to keep with the timeline. But yeah, it was so cool. I still have some like loose papers in here from the trip. Yes, so this is my Japan log from 2025 in May. So this was from one of the first shrines we got to visit. Got a little stamp there. And at the shrine, so many people were there. Like there was like this cute Shiba and like plenty of people like in kimonos and traditional wear. This was actually from a park that we visited a couple of days after. I didn't really do very many sketches on this trip because for one, I wanted to like experience it all and get as much as I could from just being there. But these were like little kindergartners like running around, and the cutest thing about them is that they all had like different colored hats. Like one from like one class like had a different hat each. Had some tango, and this was a few of the people that was part of my group that I drew. There was a gardener nearby. There's plenty of pigeons there. We also saw this like dog with this haircut, the creature. I also took notes on the trip. for character design. This is where I got lost at the beginning of the trip. And there's the 7-Eleven that I stayed at until my Uber picked me up to take me to the hotel. This is where I think we got to Nagano, and there was this cool truck, so I drew that truck, drew the street here, drew some of the buildings. Here's like some of the people that I saw, and gosh, the atmosphere was so nice. I loved this mailbox, so I had to draw it. And this is the view from the bus where we were heading up to go see the monkeys at the monkey park. There's some monkeys. There's a mama calling for a baby. And then they came. I thought it was so sweet. But the monkeys were like so close. Like, little baby monkey. It was amazing. And also slightly overwhelming, but it was just so cool. I really like this guy right here, the way he stared. And then we moved on to a museum and sat down and took a break. This was a cool stamp that I really liked the look of. I think the next page was a bunch of stamps. I think after we got to, oh yeah, that was a beer that I tried. It was like a pepper beer, but I really liked the graphic design on it. And went to my first onsen. I thought that was amazing. And one more monkey. And then we all got to like sign each other's like sketchbooks, like, sorry, the camera cut out, but yeah, we got to sign each other's sketchbooks, like how you would like at the end of the year with a yearbook, and it was all super sweet. And this is the very end of the trip. That was my tour guide. Erica was great. But yeah, it was such a really, it was an amazing trip. I really enjoyed it. And I still like pieced together some of the things that I got from the trip. This was a little map that I gave my roommate because I really wanted this like little gachapon, but they could never find it. It turns out that it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but oh well. This was when I was visiting the botanical gardens in Montreal, and it was close to the airport, so I hung out there for like a couple of hours, but it was beautiful. Still drawing monkeys. This was when I was like basically delirious from like staying up for so long because I didn't want to miss my flight. But I I still wanted to keep drawing from the trip. More monkeys. This was the view from one of the hotels that we stayed at, and I thought it was really cool. This was from a shrine. This was all made of wood. It was gigantic. Pine cone that I found. Also, this was from a little bullet vodka that I got, and I loved the packaging for it, so I kept it. A mug that I still think about to this day. I wish I bought him, but he was with a collection, and I was like, I don't really want to buy a box of 3 mugs when I really wanted one, but I should have got him anyway. More people in kimonos. I really loved the fact that like they were wearing like all these like traditional wear, and then like this bag with like a bunch of like studs on them just hanging off their shoulder. And she had a camera with her phone out. I just thought it was so neat. And this I saw because like I was so worried about this guy like hanging outside the window. Like, dude, you could fall from there. But and I also really liked this mascot, so I drew him there. This was from the shrine that we went to. Got a bubble tea, and this was from the sushi. Some of this was from the sushi place that we visited. Hot soba that I got. The food, all the food was so good. Still think about this paw guy. That was like on a stick. Plane ticket. And more loose things. This was actually from the museum that we visited. It had a exhibit on one of the directors that worked closely with Miyazaki. I think he was the assistant director. But you could probably take a picture of that and do Google Translate to see what the fortune is. But I got this from, I think, Baba Yaga's side. And well, there was a statue of both of their heads together, and was Baba Yaga and her sister's head conjoined together, and you can pick out like a fortune from either of their mouths. If you picked from Baba Yaga, you would get a fortune about your future, and then like from her sister's side, you would get a fortune about love. I picked the future side, but I thought it was all very cool. These were just like tags from socks that I got from there, and so far that's it for this. It was still like an amazing trip. I really enjoyed it. I'm still thinking about the next trip that I want to go on. I might want to go to Canada. I don't know, but I'm still thinking about it because money-wise and time-wise will be difficult. But yes, back to this. After the trip, I was just so excited and so inspired that it helped me get back into like drawing and also get out of my funk. More There's Ramona. There's a lot of Callie. Just roller skating. Oh yeah, and I saved a baby bat this year. Named him Charlie Ginkgo, but I found them on the ground on the sidewalk. I couldn't find their roost, so I took them to a wildlife center that helps animals. This was when I turned 30. God damn, I'm so old. Zamara and Margot. I just combined their names to Mara. Oh my god. Chikawa. More bats, because I suddenly got obsessed with bats. Some more sphinxes. I want to draw more sphinxes this year. Drew one of my old characters. And then here's a bunch of like girls, I guess. This was actually from a sticker that I got, and that was part of the sticker. I didn't do anything with this part, and I wanted to, but I didn't. But I sort of took the outside of what these were and turned it into like a subway train, and sort of based it off of the train from Spirited Away. And then this was when I got into Stardew Valley for the first time. And God, it's such a fun game. I really enjoyed it. I still want to play it. I'm still stuck at getting blue chickens. And but I'm stuck in winter, and I can't seem to get past one of the events, because I think one of the events to get the blue chicken, it has to like rain at some point, but I'm stuck in winter right now, and I don't really want to go back and do all that. But so Ruby, really liked the sunset. My head was hurting one day. And I drew a bunch of Mothman spots. All caked up and nowhere to go. This eventually turned into what this is now. Oh, and then I had an idea for doing like sort of, what's it called? Like doing a series of witches and make it into like a sort of a blind box situation, but not necessarily like a toy blind box, but more like a illustrative sticker blind box. But I think she was like the Beast Witch, and I named them off of like poisonous flowers and plants. I really like the Rain Witch design. We got the Void Witch, and she has like a black hole for a hat. Her name is Chrysanthemum, short for like Chrissa is short for her name. I was thinking like maybe she had like a giant kiwi as a familiar. Oh, Jax from The Amazing Digital Circus. Didn't think I would like this show so much, but I do. I really like it. Fishes. This was going to be one of the witches, but I don't know. beach break with some of my characters. There's Margot, Zamara, Travis. Travis is actually the younger brother of Zamara. And there's Thinker in a little sandcastle, and there's a little crab running away from the waves. More witch exploration. Thinking about doing illustrations like in the style of Alphonse Mucha. More of my characters. There's Callie. Another Margot with some mouths. I like this illustration. I might go back and do that as a sticker. There's Ruby. And I really like this little sketch. It's so cute. Oh yeah, and this is when I finally settled on the plant witch called Calabash. Like Caleb for short. But I think I really like this design more. I really like the braids. It has a little flower hat. Abundance. There's a random girl. And she has like a little shop of horrors familiar. Oh, and this is when I got into goblins. I drew a lot of like goblin creatures, like this guy, wizard cat. So I really like this sketch too. This is a really good page. Also like a sketch of me and Ruby. Drew more goblins and then gourds because it's suddenly fall and close to Halloween. I thought about doing like a game from my horror comic. I still think about my comic a lot. More Margot. Then thought about like a cinnamon bun snail. A little Dumbo octopus. This was part of a gargoyle, which actually isn't called a gargoyle. I can't remember what they're called actually, but we've been miscalling them gargoyles for a really long time. I went back and looked it up, and these are not gargoyles. These are called grotesques. What we know as gargoyles are actually these guys, grotesques. Gargoyles are actually the ones that are shaped like gargoyles, but their purpose is to be a gutter for water. So like anything that shaped like a gargoyle but is actually spewing like rainwater and all that stuff, that is a gargoyle. These are actually called grotesques. This was when Silk Song came out, and then I did my biblically accurate vampire sticker. It's an angel. Drew Hollow Knight, and this was when I first got my my new sticker printer, my printer and my sticker cutter. Like this cat. I can't stop the loneliness. That's what I was thinking about. I really liked this skirt. This was from a fish dream. Like there was a bunch of runners that went to a hotel at the end of the race and had a party with the guy who hosted it, and they all went swimming. Turns out the guy was going to eat them and was this monstrosity, and they all had to race back to the hotel, and everybody came out of it safe, but they all also turned into fish people too. It was an interesting dream. Made stickers of my ghost rats. There's another Ramona. Don't know what this is, but it's cool. More Pinterest sketches. Rice. A Garfield. And this is when I started my Rattober. Yeah! And this was when I was planning out sketches. Like, I did a little sleepy rat. Shoe me. And Stinky Rat. River Rat. Thinking about cheese tax. Golden Ratio Rat. Cowboy Worm. More Margos. Don't know what these are. But this one reminds me of one of the aliens from Ben 10. Made that Sphinx into a sticker. More rat sketches. Little Shop of Horrors. Didn't really cut out that well, but I did my best. More rats. Rat Church was a little harder to figure out. Went to a No Kings protest. More rats. Still love this little sketch. Life is pain. More rats. This one was fun. They have a little, like, isopod pet that I gave them. Made that biblically accurate angel sticker. Gourd rat. More gourd rats. Settled with this one. Then there was a no AI rat. Oh, I really liked this piece. I want to go back and fix the leg because I think my brain was thinking about crossing its legs, but it just kind of settled with this. Rat paws. Puzzle rat. Oh, I like this one that's new. And this was the end of the rat race. The rat race. I like the snake one here. A little sunset. I feel that. I really want to go out more and go to different places. I hope I'm not going too fast. I am slowly running out of memory space on my camera. But did a jackalope sticker. This was my first design of my D&D character of Oslo. Then there's a angel boy, hidden tiger. I really like how that tiger turned out. another sticker, sword sticker. Not exactly proud of the sketch. I don't know why I drew my cat with boxing gloves, but like depression can't hit a moving target. That's a very good saying. And there's these mushroom people that were very inspired by the Moomins. More goblins. This is more of like an elf goblin mixture. More Oslo explorative designs. This was another could have been Oslo, but decided not to. And then this was me deciding on whether or not I should get a haircut. I ended up getting that haircut anyway, and it looks nice. I like it so far. Astral Tiger. Katamari. I started playing that game. It's super fun. Another Oslo. Look how I drew his mask there. This was when I was working at an art market and I was exploring different shapes. So I just took one of my markers and just did a random shape. Really like this hand. That looks good. Also, look at this snail. Oh, that's a good snail. Another Ramona. Another goblin. This one's a Marco stretching. Still at the art market. I miss the boy. I miss this boy. The squish. See that little guy? He's squish. Rabbits. I love those sea slugs that do look like tiny rabbits. I don't know what that is. I think I was trying to do a pattern with that. Oh, this was my vampire lady. The biblically accurate one. I decided to give her some of my features, like a little bit of a cleft chin and a mole. Also a cleft nose there, since I also have one of those. I'm not sure how I like her to look that way, but I don't know. This was a fun page because it's kind of like going like this sort of action. Then I went back to doing portraits. People. Used Pinterest for a couple of these. Then there's Snufkin. Then I was planning out like some future projects. I don't know. I'm still working on that breakfast bandana. All the rest of them I haven't worked on. I probably should work on the rat zine, rework it. Then I drew some Venus flytraps. Then drew a Ramona with some, and I really like this. I might turn this into an illustration at some point, like a spooky illustration at some point, but I want to explore this, whatever it is. It seems pretty cool. This was also more sketches that I drew at an art market. This is my Midnight Cowboy doing a different pose. They had like this giant crab statue at the place that I was tabling at. Then I did some, what's it called? Real life study, another cowboy worm, and cinnamon snail, going back to these two ideas. And here's that idea from the very beginning of the book. Let's go back to it. Yeah, right there. And I changed up the saying for it. Instead of stupid, I changed it to silly to make it not so harsh. Sphinx, three-headed cow, some hands, a dragon, there's Sphinx, Margot. Think you're reaching out for something. Don't know what he's reaching out for. Oslo with a bunch of flowers in his branches. I don't know what this was. I think this was me just being very anxious over things. And I kind of thought about like this overall idea. It reminds me of Knives Out, now looking at it. Another Sphinx with a sword. My family was watching Harry Potter, so I drew a little bit of Harry Potter. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Do not like J.K. Rowling, but fuck, the movies. The movies are... the set designs, and this is the same lady that I can't remember who is the scientist in my horror comic. I don't know, this guy is so distressed. Oh, this was from a D&D session. These were all my D&D notes. And here's more of Oslo. Oh, I really like this page. I did a master study on a Wednesday from Coconut. I really liked the way that they drew Wednesday. There's Margot. And there's a thinker modeling. I really like all these skulls and stuff. So I really like the way I drew this lady. Oh, hang on. Ah! Ruby, don't do that. Ruby was standing on something that she shouldn't. I really like this guy, too. Like the way that I drew their hand. Very spooky. This is one of the last pages. This was an escape room that my family went to. One more Sphinx. And then I played around the idea of Callie and Ramona being in a medieval sort of situation. Called it Cyberpunk Princess. And then there's a sketch of me with my new haircut. And then I put this is one of my favorite artists. I have a tattoo of one of their pieces on my arm. But I saw this on a wine bottle and I really wanted to put this in here for some reason. So, and then this is my last sketch. But yeah. On to the next one. I wanted to put more stickers back here, but just never really got around to it. Ooh, I need to get another sticker from this artist. I put one sticker from their shop on each of my sketchbooks so far, and sort of want to make it into a tradition, but yes, that's it for, this is it for 2005. Oh, 25. We did not go back in time. This is it for 2025. I'm very excited for the next sketchbook. I've already got my new sketchbook and already decorated it with a bunch of stickers. Most of these stickers are by, let's see, from Choose Shop, because I got a bunch of their stickers on my birthday. This is Bottling Up Sunshine. This was a sticker that I got from Japan. I think another sticker I got from Japan was this one. And then this is from Corvidae, which is one of my favorite artists. I have a tattoo that they designed on my wrist. But yeah, I've already started this sketchbook, but I'm starting things off with like this mentality of art can be bad. Another sticker that I got from Japan, but I'll show it to you once I finish it up. I already have a few pages done, but I'm excited once this is good and finished, and then I'll share it with y'all. But yeah, this is it for the sketchbook tour. I hope y'all enjoyed this exploration through my sketchbooks. I'm excited for this year, and hopefully I'll come up with some new ideas. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.